But I keep trying, and I keep trying to stay positive. But let's see here, let's go down the steps of my house, or my mom's house. I don't have a house. It's here. Here's where I put a bunch of pumpkins in, right here. Threw the whole pumpkin on the ground and just covered it up. And then all these pumpkin sprouts started coming out of it. Forgot to turn the water off yesterday and it leaks. But it does keep these bushes watered right here, and it keeps it lush right here. I always forget to turn that thing off. And it really doesn't even seem to affect the light bill. You think it would affect the water bill a lot, but it really hasn't. It's like minuscule. People say a drop in the wintertime or something causes the giant bill to go up, but that is pretty extensive, and it doesn't seem to affect our bill any. These are some wildflowers that I dug out of the ground in the backyard, and they do really well. They just live and die and just keep sprouting, and more flowers come up. I got broccoli. Well, you can't even really see this one. I had to pluck a bunch of dead leaves off of it, but it's still there. This one's doing good. More broccoli. Hopefully it will actually sprout broccoli out of it. More broccoli. Hot peppers. Mailbox. These are going to be bell peppers. If they ever come up, I put seeds in here. These are just bins waiting for things to go in. I had to take the pumpkin out and the acorn squash. Here's my little table I set up. I had my tree. I used to have a tree in the yard just like this one right here on the opposite side of the yard, and that thing got hit by lightning like 20 years ago, and well, car coming by. Then like 4 or 5 years ago, there was a bad tornado, and the tornado didn't actually hit our house, but just the winds around it were so intense that it tore the tree down. And we got so lucky. The tree fell in such a way that it just like fell onto this like house over here, but somehow fell more into the yard and like barely hit the roof of that house, and I was able to go over there. See right here. I was able to go over there and chop it up with my electric chainsaw and cut their bushes and do all this stuff that I needed to do to get it out of there, and I didn't get any problems, no trouble, and I cut the tree up. But my point being is that it used to be a giant tree right here, and now there's not. But I decided to let this area, like you might think, oh, that's slack. It looks, oh my God, it looks horrible. But I'm more of a back to nature type of person. I don't think it's healthy to have sterile yards of things that don't grow and just straight grass. And anything that grows, I just let it grow. And look at I don't have grass. I have like these like little green flowers that grow. And they're not green flowers, they actually are white. Like see the white right here. Where is it? I don't know if you can see it or not. But they're pretty little delicate little flowers that these things grow on them. And I think they're beautiful, whatever. My yard is a mess, whatever. I'm not worried about it. I don't, that's not my worry at all. Eventually all of this is just gonna be straight, just a garden right here is all it's gonna be. And this is gonna be my little back to nature area where I'm gonna try to keep it in this kind of little circular area. But here's the leftovers of the trees, what I cut up, and I had to leave some of it in the yard because I couldn't move it. The bigger limbs, the bigger trunk probably is more like it. But it's actually done really well to make this area the way it is, and all this nutrients going into the ground from this rotten wood. The mimosa tree. Growing out of there. I mean, there's all kind of blackberries. These are all blackberries. Most of it you see covering the ground are all blackberry vines, and they're wild blackberries, and they are like so virulent. They're probably going to end up taking up most of the yard. But when it gets to a certain point, I'm just going to start cutting them back. But I've got this trunk is just covered in vines, and just birds live in here, and all kind of stuff just comes in and out of here. And I didn't even realize it, but this trunk right here, all this wood had gotten infested with termites. And I came home from work a couple years ago, and these things were just flying out of there, like, whew. So they're nice and hollow. They've been eaten up by the termites, and they're just collapsing down. And I heard that it takes like 1,000 years for a tree to rot, but I can't see that, because these termites and everything going in this thing is already, these logs are already collapsing, and it hasn't been like 4 or 5 years. And you know, you can just see it collapsing in on itself. Like, it was a giant. I mean, you can see the end of it here. But you can see the tree where things have been pecking at it.